Hi, thanks for checking our channel here. I was going to just work on this and then just go through it. And then I was thinking to myself, maybe this might make a good video for somebody else. That way it saves them some money in the future, whether they want to buy a new one or possibly get one fixed. This is a Zareba 75 watts of 4 joule output. You can see there, probably like 6 or 7 joules stored, I would guess. But anyways, this unit's only based on today's date, manufacturing date. This is a 2020 model, so it's barely 4 years old. I don't know when the customer bought it, but it's early 2020, so maybe they bought it mid-late 2020. So we're in summer of 2024, so this is about a 4-year-old unit roughly, and it's quit. It doesn't come on at all. So I started to work on it, and I opened it up, and I'm like, well, this doesn't look that bad. Maybe we can fix this one. And the reason I say maybe is because the parent company that owns this brand, Zareba, they also own American Farmworks, which is sold at Tractor Supply. Might be a different color, different shaped case, but the guts are identical. I think it's like 60 or 80 mile unit what they sell it under with this one. The Red Snapper, Blitzer, and Fi-Shock, they're all owned by that one company. And that parent company last November of 2023, or no, August of 2023, sent out letters nationwide stating that as of November 1st of 2023, no more parts are being sold for their units. So they're becoming a throwaway brand. Now, they weren't the greatest brand to start with, so, it's boo-hoo. But anyways, can't get any parts for these things anymore. So you can't buy new transformers, can't buy new boards, new capacitors, stuff like that. So, by opening it up, man, it looks pretty clean. Why did it fail? Probably lack of quality in their stuff. So, I plugged it in before I opened it up, and it doesn't come on at all. It's just completely dead. And there are no fuses on this thing. There's a couple things that keep it from running. Either the primary of the transformer, which is these black and red wire to go to the input side of the transformer. It's basically a closed loop over here to allow the board and everything to fire into it. And this winding is opened up where you get no reading at all on it resistance wise, and that can shut it down to where, because the board can't discharge basically into an open because the loop's broken open basically. So that's the first thing we'll check. We'll unplug both wires. We're going to put a meter on ohms, which is the little horseshoe symbol. See the reason. Now, I've got a transformer here that I can use in this if it is indeed bad. Now, there's no polarity to it, so you get nothing out of it. So primary is bad. So the secondary doesn't even matter because the primary is no good. So that's one problem. Like I said, you can't get new transformers for it anymore. I don't see anything discolored or out of place. One other thing that'll shut it down, and it could be the transformer could go. Like sometimes in certain brands and models, it causes a chain reaction backwards. Because all that power that it can't get rid of gets sent somewhere and just sits there. So we're going to check these 3 big black diodes, as well as this SCR, and we'll check these 3 small diodes up here as well. So we'll check these big ones here, put a meter on the diode setting. That one's good. That one's good. That one's good. 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 Now I always forget, we'll either put a black lead up here and we'll put a red lead. There's 3 legs to it, so we'll touch the outside leg over here. Oh, that's good. Okay, so, oh shoot. There's a resistor burned up right there, shoot. And of course, there's no, right there. The resistor's burned up. Well, that'll shut it down too. Now that could be because the transformer primary went bad, so all that heat power just sitting there, couldn't go anywhere, and that thing short itself out to try to protect the rest of the unit. I don't know. But the bad thing is that resistor's burned up. You can't read what it is. The little stripes on it, usually have a little stripes on it like that. But there's a million different resistors out there. Let's see, for some brands were nice enough that they would put the number underneath it, what size it is, and of course that one doesn't. Sometimes they'll see it says R3 on there. Some brands were nice enough on their older stuff, they would put like, you know, 100R, which is 100 ohms, or 1K, which is 1,000. You know, they put some kind of number there, but this one doesn't have a number on it at all. I think if we put a new transformer in here, put a new resistor there of the right size, this thing might fire back up. It's hard to say. It's kind of a discoloration right there, which is these two big resistors, which they may be bad. It's hard to say. They look okay, but looks can be deceiving. You have to test things out to know for certain that they're good versus just guessing. Alright, so weird color code. That might be a 1 ohm. Alright, let me go see if I have a board and see if I can find out what resistor that is right there. But we might strike out because you can't get brand new boards for them. I don't know if I've got another board that's similar to this sitting somewhere that I can look at and find out what the resistor is. If I can't, don't have one, we are SOL. Well, struck out. I don't have any board that's close to this style at all. From this brand, the company, whatever. I've got other boards for other brands. But the thing is, putting another brand of board in here would work. But I don't know if that board I've got will work with the transformer that I've got to put in there. It will physically connect up to it, but I think the impedance is different enough that I'll probably end up messing up a brand new board, because everything has to match or be at least pretty darn close. Not sure what to do. Let me look one more spot. Hate throwing things away. Okay, I found this board here. It was junk. The resistor on it, I think we tried doing some work to it, but the resistor right there is good. It is a brown, black, red, which is a 1K ohm resistor, and that's a pretty common resistor. So let's proceed with caution. All right, turn my solder iron on. Let's look in my resistor box of stuff here. I think it's a 1/2 watt resistor that's in there, but use whatever as long as it's the right. These are 1 watt. Let's see if I got a 1,000 ohm resistor. If it's not in here, it's going to be in a drawer up top here. But I want to look in here first. Another 560 ohms, so we put 2 of those in series if we had to. That's 2K, so we put 2 of those in parallel. That would probably be easier to do that. I don't want to take up as much room. Oh, 1K, here we go. Right near the bottom of the barrel, or the bottom of the stack there. Okay, this is a 1 watt, and I think the one that's on is probably 1/2 watt. which won't hurt anything. Put that back over here. Okay, let's see. Verify it's 1K ohm resistor. Now 195, pretty darn close. Alright, so now it's one of them double-sided solder boards. My favorite. Okay, let's see, what can we do here? Alright, soldering iron is warmed up. Let's desolder braid out. Cord out of the way because it's gravity pulling the cord on me and it's wanting to pull the board off the table. What we may have to do add some solder to the top side here, right there. We'll add solder in the legs of these, of the leads on here. Sure it wasn't too darn hot. Okay, so let's take this resistor. There's no polarity. Nice and tight. Not touching anything it shouldn't touch. Alright, so we'll set that board aside. Let's get this transformer unplugged and out of here. And we'll get the other transformer. This is the transformer that we're going to use. This is good for up to 4 joule output. This is a base that this transformer can go to. Make sure it's in the box with some other stuff. I'm going to make sure this is a good transformer. I can see it put some new ends on there, but I must have used it for something else at one time or another. That's good. I think it's good. So we're going to sit like that. Alright, let me get some wire out real quick, because this wire on the transformer would be too short. Alright, we're going to crimp on. Some blue fully insulated spade connectors, FEMA ones. Plug these onto the board. Well, that one. This was long enough to reach this one. Like that. Alright, there's this wire, so we'll strip this back. Trim that off. Get the soldering out. We're going to heat shrink those wires together. heat gun out. Sink that on there. Alright, before we connect this up down to here, let's just plug it in and see if it'll go to working. First, we got to put all the wires back on for a power cord. Alright, plug it in, turn the power strip back on, see what happens. There it goes. Let's put our fence tester on there. See what kind of output voltage we're getting. Now this transfer puts out can put out, depending on how the board's set up with it, it can put out 13, 14, 15,000 volts. It'll put out quite a bit. And if it does, we need to put a resistor in there to bring that voltage down to a better level, safer level. $12K, but that's the max that this thing can go up to, is 12,000 volts. And I maxed it out 12K. So we're going to put a resistor across there. Something a little bit more safer voltage level. And what we usually do is I got a 10 watt 400 ohm load, a 400 ohm resistor. That's what we put across there. And that'll bring it down to around 8,000 volts. Something a little better and a little safer in the voltage range. Alright, so what we do is I twist it around like that. And then we'll solder it so it stays in place. And then we'll crimp on some new female spade connectors. Come on, I made it too tight. Come on. There we go. Now I'm using this transfer so it's a little bit wider than the factory one. So sometimes what we have to do, we take a pair of snips and use 4 little stubs, snip them off. Alright, let's see what the voltage is now. Plug it back in. What's this number right there? 9,000. A lot better range. Let's see if we can check the load range. Since we've got a 400 ohm load across there, we can put that on there and see what kind of load it drags on the thing. About 3 joule output with a 400 ohm load on it. So this is 4 joule output, so it's probably going to be 4 or so joules once it climbs up a little bit more. I put a heavy load on it. That's good. Oop, I thought I heard something roll around inside. Screw. Anything else roll around inside here? Nope. Alright, one more screw. I got this screw here, but it's a different size. I think it's this one. Yep. Well, there we go. Saved another one from the trash heap. Hopefully it goes a long time. We'll have to see what happens. You know, if that board ever fails, we're really screwed. But cheap fix for a little resistor on there. Transformer is probably our main culprit, and the resistor was just a secondary issue when the transformer went bad on the primary. But anyways, thanks for checking out our video here. Until next time, we'll see you guys later on.